What's up, guys? We're live. Okay, this is my first time doing this. I'm gonna tweet this out and get started. I don't know where to get a link. I don't have any viewers left. Welcome to the stream. We're doing editing in a minute. I'm trying to figure out how to tweet out the link to this, and then we're about to get started. Let me know if you can hear me. I think you should be able to. Okay, so I can probably go YouTube. There we go. Okay, got the link. Tweeting it now. Okay, it's tweeted. Okay, let me shut my door. Alright, let's get started. So, normally what I do first is I have some songs picked out, and I'll go on YouTube. I have a list of like hundreds of instrumentals that I just picked through. But I'm always adding songs. There we go. I got all of these. So here are the new ones. Like that one. So I copy the link, go to this sketchy link conversion website. It always tries to download stuff on my computer, but so let that download, and then hold on. Just gotta let that download. So I normally get 2 or 3 songs, and then I just throw them together, try to make them flow as best as possible. But throughout the week, I'm putting songs into that playlist that I like, sound good. Although I got a bunch of rules about music with bad words, so I normally just do instrumentals. But that's my process for picking music, which it's pretty difficult to get songs that flow good. I'm pretty picky on that. We got 2 people watching. What's up, guys? Just downloading music. I don't know when you guys came in. So I want that one. And I just drag it over here. You can't see all 3 of my monitors, but okay. So drag it onto my other monitor, and then go back on YouTube. And try to find some more instrumentals. I've used most of these, which I should probably delete them after I use them, but it normally doesn't happen. I don't know if I've used this. I feel like I have. I used them. Okay. I don't know. I might like that one. Let me look through some more. Okay. That's not what I clicked on that. Okay, so I have some on my phone that I screenshotted. Okay, so I'm gonna use this one. So when you're using converters off for YouTube conversion, you're just gonna copy a link. You can look up YouTube to MP3 and just pick one. Normally they all work. If one doesn't work, use the other one. But you have to, if you took it out of a playlist, you have to cut off the part of the link that talks about the playlist, and just always check up here and make sure they're not downloading stuff, because they'll always try to download like viruses and all that into your computer. And with this website, you have to be on the page for it to load, which is a little annoying, but it's the best website that I've seen so far. Use this one. I actually like this song. For
this Mongolia,
not the
and
sheep
we
ad.
are not a. The only company.
What?
Language, no, we're not. Let you know. No, we're not. Sing our songs and we just faceless. We were born for greatness.
It's way different from what I've been using, but I think it's good. second song. This is probably going to be the main song. I'm going to use the Lil Wayne intro first, I think, and then maybe I'm going to use this one first. I'm going to use that one first, and then for the outro, it's going to be. I'm not even sure. I like both of those as intros, so I'm going to have to see what it looks like with my footage. So we still got 2 people watching. Sick. Hope you guys are having a good time. Alright, so it doesn't want to download. Are you serious? Alright, it wants me to do that again, so I'm gonna convert it again. I'm gonna go ahead and start my new sequence. So it's Premiere Pro, that's what I use for editing. The whole Premiere suite comes with Photoshop, After Effects, which is animation, and my editing software, and a bunch of other programs that I still should probably learn. And so I go up here, new project. The project is where all the clips and assets go, and then I'll name it. And then I need to make a new sequence inside of this project, which I'll name the same thing. And I have preset settings. So maybe I'll show you again. So file, new sequence, but so see how it's a custom preset with everything that I normally use, so I don't have to type in everything every time. But so I have my first audio track is muted. That's where I put the game audio, like from the clips that I don't actually use. So what I'll do is I'll start to drag all of the audio onto here. And then I gotta make sure this one's downloading. There we go. It's downloading. I gotta go in here to make sure because when it finishes downloading, it starts to play. Just stop it, drag it over to my desktop, and then cancel out of this. All the pop-ups that it's trying to get me to press. Okay. So I get all my audio, and then I do new or Command I, which is import, and then I'll go into my Capital Christian folder footage, game 7, and then I'll do Command A, or actually, what I like to do is click the folder and then click import. So right here it keeps the folder, and it'll just, so I can click the arrow to have it drop down or be close. And then these have to import. So while that's happening, I drag the letter, actually, probably going to be too slow to drag that in, but so I put a letterbox, which is the black bars that you see on top and on bottom in movies, and then I put an adjustment layer, which is where I do all my color grading and color correction. And then I always do my titles like produced by Carter Crick last. Let me check the stream. Alright, so we got DJ watching. What's up, buddy? Alright, so I've been working on my website. This is what it looks like when I work on my website. I use Squarespace. And then I've been working on my driving stuff. But so this is what I have on the right side, and it's just a screenshot of my favorite color grading. And sometimes I change it, sometimes I don't, but I have it on the right side just in case I want to do something pretty quickly. But color correction generally comes first, and then, I normally put the color grade on first, and then at the end I color correct everything, which is not the normal path. You can see down there, it's got to make the peak files, which I have no idea what that means, but that's just how it loads in. And so you can see I can just close it and open it right here. And so what I can do now that it's done importing, is I can mix the audio. I don't really like the tone of that one, so I'm going to cut that one completely out. So this will be my intro, and this will be my main song, which is normally how I do it. This is a little loud. So audio gain -7-ish. And a really important part is you got to make sure all the audio is, so right here I can see the actual loudness of it, so I'll click here. So it's -8-ish, and this is pretty loud. So you don't ever want anything to touch that top red right there, because that's when it peaks, and that's the kind of like when it starts to get scratchy, which sometimes you have to do when you get bad audio, but it's best to stay away from it. So -4. So the audio right now is 7 minutes long. I want to make this video 2 to 3 minutes, which is generally how I do my full edits. So I gotta make it that short. So I'm gonna throw this on here, which is the letterbox, which I'll show you in a second what that does. But so I pop this up to the third layer, and then I do new item, adjustment layer, and I drag that below. And then what I'll do is I get this, and then I match these two. So I'll go 0.5, which normally I have it on my other monitor, but I'm trying to show you. I gotta text. Okay, so I'll put this on the other side, but you get the idea. I'm just matching each side with each value. This is my own style of color grading that I've been developing. And then So when I do those black and white sequences, which I may or may not do in this, I just get the razor blade and I cut out a section, and then I'll go in here and change the saturation, which will make stuff saturated or not saturated. I'm going to move my face over here because this is just my effects. Where do I want myself? I think right there should be good. You like it better over here or over here? I think I like it right here. Alright. So we'll undo that, and then I'm going to mix the audio really quick.
Rich the producer.
I'm actually going to start it right here. I'm going to bring this over here. I think I might end up using this for more than just my intro. And so I'll go to effects, which is how I blend the audio. I'll just use these three right here, which is normally just these two, but this is just the fade. Okay, so I think I'm just going to use that, which when I'm not sure about something, I'll just razor blade it. I think I might use this for my outro. Yep. Alright, that's good. So then this is going to be the middle part, so I got to trim this part down. So it is down to 5 minutes. This part is almost 4 minutes, so I got to make it about 2. Start right here. There. So I'll put this right here. So that right now it's really choppy. It's like, so we gotta figure out how to fix that. That doesn't sound bad. But so when it's really challenging to cut it right, what I'll do is, you'll see this a lot in my edits, is I keep a space, and then this will be an audio part where somebody's saying something. So I'll put an interview or something right there. So it'll be about that long. What I can do is make this exponential fade longer, and then I'll cut this under here.
Faceless, we were born for greatness. We're not nameless, we're not faceless, we were born for greatness. Faceless, we were born for greatness. It doesn't matter.
So I'm cutting out this chorus part because I don't think it'll be good. So that's two different parts of the song. They cut perfectly because generally when they make songs, they sometimes, most of the time, they just repeat back again the actual chorus and verses that are repeated. So this part sounds good. So right there. So when it starts this again. So I put that cut there for now. If I end up doing like a 2-minute 30-second thing, I'll probably use this part, but if not, I'll cut it out. Last week's video was pretty long, so I might end up doing it shorter. Oh, here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put this whole little, like, it's a drum, a little drum sound, and I'm gonna fade this in here. I'm gonna put that behind the ending interviews and talks. So the high-pitched piano is going to be a little too loud for the interviews because the high-pitched sounds kind of affect how the audio sounds. So that sounds good. It's 2 minutes and 45 seconds. So now what I can do is just drag this over here. So now what I do is, depending on what kind of edit, I either go through and, so what I can do is, see how there's a big audio peak right here? I just press M and it makes this little thing right here, and that kind of marks it for me later. And then stuff that I drag to it, see how it latches on like that? So when I'm editing the actual video to the audio, it'll just snap instead of me having to go in and fine tune it. So I fine tune it first and then do it. But if it's like a 30-second thing and I want it to, and I just want to get it just done pretty fast, I'll just do it without it. But for longer videos like this, I definitely don't. So it's pretty easy in most songs because you can see the audio peaks. But these parts are kind of hard, the kind of dimmed differences that don't change the volume. So I go in here and see if I can see it, and I can't, so there's one right there. Right there. 1, 2, 3, 4. And when it's kind of faded like that, it's not as like important to match it completely, but and I won't end up using all of these, but I have these. I have all of them just in case. This part looks really easy because all those audio peaks. I just go in and and if you saw the behind the scenes last week, you could see this process. which is really one of my least favorite parts about this. So it's right there is when the actual audio starts. So it goes. So right here, I'm going to cut to the vocals. So it'll go. Faceless, we were born for greatness. It's really, really fast part, and then so it's slow, basically. The intro. I'm gonna have an audio voiceover over this. And then it's going to be captains. Well, actually, the part where they're running out with the smoke machines is going to be this part. And then it's going to go straight into the actual game. So the first clip of the game is going to be. So it's going to be like, now I have to go through all of this, which hopefully the audio peaks are visible enough. Since the background guitar is a little louder, I'm not sure. And this part I'll just freehand, because it's probably going to be, yeah, it's going to be voiceover, so no, it's not going to be, I'm not going to really need to cut the audio. So I can make these smaller. Okay. Faceless, we were born for greatness. So, in songs with kind of like a repeated beat, I try to mix it up on where I cut to. Because if I just cut to the high paced like percussion of it, like that part, then it'll get boring. And like what that does is it makes it predictable. So when you're watching a video and you know when the next clip is going to start, it's not as good as when you don't know and it kind of surprises you, which is all unconscious. It's in your brain, but it makes you like it more. And you also like it when it cuts to the beat because it feels connected to the actual audio. And that's why if it's a fast-paced song, you cut faster, and if it's a slow-paced song, you have to cut slower because it makes the audio and the video more connected. So the first part I'll cut to the actual percussion of it, and then I'll try to cut to his audio as much as possible, and then the deeper electric guitar I'll try to cut to that too, but it's kind of less of an impact, like an actual like. So I don't know if it'll look good, but we'll have to see. So this is gonna be my black and white slow mo version right here. He goes hard on this part. Alright, so it's right there. And I'll have to end up doing some more edits because the black and white looks different than the rest of it, but I'll do that when I get there so I can actually see the video. Alright, so let's start cutting. Right there. I really like cutting to the parts like this. They go 1, 2. So I try to use those as much as possible because that causes the actual like surprise factor that makes you more I don't know what the right term to use is, but it keeps you interested. So I cut to the guitar on this part. So it's and then after like I don't know, like 30 seconds, I just watch. I don't know if I like this part. Alright, so what I'm going to do, since I don't like this part, I'm going to cut. Let's see. When you cut on a high volume thing, or like a beat, like see how it goes up. So it's on the actual. So cut to another high pitched beat. Like so. Now listen to it. So you can't tell. When you can tell that there was an audio cut, it really takes you out of the actual feel of it. The goal of editing is to not have your editing noticed, which doesn't make sense, but it does. So it looks like this part's going to be hard to go to the actual beat. So when it's hard to just look off the audio peak and the sound of it, I just listen to it and then find where it was, which is kind of difficult.
Because I'm relentless, this spit on my face, a crush on my neck, a crush on my neck. I'm relentless, this spit on.
So if you put the markers up here, you can see, so look right here. You can see them hit as you listen to it.
Because I'm relentless, this spit on my face, a crush on my.
Which makes it easier, but if I end up moving the audio, they stay there and don't match up. So that's why I do them down here. But when it's a difficult scene like this, I'll do it up here first and then just go down here and just. You get the idea.
For vengeance, for vengeance. For vengeance, yeah, you got my life for vengeance. Yeah, my life for vengeance. Yeah, you control for vengeance. Yeah, you were sacred, but we're not nameless, we're not faceless, we were born for greatness. Somebody sound me up. Not faceless, we were born for greatness.
What did I do here?
Not faceless, we were born for greatness.
There we go. This one is a hard song to cut to. Okay. We're good.
Try your type was sacred.
So this is a fast-paced part. You see all of these cuts. See, these are a little bit slower. It's still a lot. It's still a lot of them, but I won't actually cut to all of these. But most of these I'm going to cut to, and then right here I start to go slower. Whew. All right, about halfway done. Let's see if I can pull up the stream on my phone. At 3%. I'm gonna have to grab a charger. Test. Test. All right, we're good. Give myself a like. All right, I'm gonna grab a charger. Okay. My flash drive disconnected. Or not my flash drive, my hard drive. I think should be connected now. No? Come on. Doesn't want to work. Alright, so locate. Okay. Get that out of here.
we were born for greatness.
Okay. Where is this? There we go. I'm working on making these streams better. I'll definitely do that in the future. Right now, if you just got in, cutting to making a marker of every single beat in the audio track that I made, and so I look for the beat, click a key on my keyboard that I have set to So it might be a little too slow, but I'll just have some fast-paced shots in there that'll make it, that'll match the pace to it. I might have to go at 8:30. I'm gonna plug in all of my chargers for my camera stuff. I'll be right back. Give me like 45 seconds. Turn on some music.
Rich the producer.
And I'm back. Go ahead and pause this music. Alright, so I'm at 1 minute and 19 seconds. But the rest of this video, I'll try to do quick. I'm cutting slow, I need to cut faster. It's a fast-paced part of the song. This is my black and white part.
It doesn't matter if the world is going mad. It doesn't matter if the world is going mad.
And if there's certain parts of the music that I want to emphasize, like words or any of that, I'll cut to them instead of the beat.
It doesn't matter if the world is going mad. If we just hold on, if we just hold on, yeah. Sing it loud. Sing it loud.
So I want to, if you can hear, it goes dun 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 with the drum. So it goes 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4, which is a lot, but I want to see if I can do it. Wow, this is gonna be difficult. So what I can do, if it can't even hear it at all when I go slow through it, is, so what I'll do is I'll try to freehand it first. Alright, and then I'm gonna redo that. Almost got it. So I think I got it. Close enough. I'll probably end up extending this part and adding like a little sound clip from.
No, we're not nameless, we're not faceless, we will for greatness, for greatness.
You know what? I think I want to make this one shorter. So what I can do is look over here for that same part. That part. So that's in a perfect spot. So I'll cut right here. And then I'll go over here and cut right here. And then I'll just go like that. And I can do that and then cut up here, cut right here, and then delete these two. The reason I'm doing that is so I can just double click here and then delete, and then it just ripple deletes the area. So now we'll see how this sounds. It's a little choppy. So what I can do cut this part out. It's perfect. So I'm gonna go ahead and move these and see if this sounds good. That's all right. Alright, so it still sounds a little choppy to me, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this down here and do that. So what that does is this will play at the beginning of this will play at the same time as this, so listen. So that sounds way better. No, we're not nameless, we're not faceless, we were brought for greatness. We were brought for greatness. Brought for greatness. So now what I can do. Normally I don't use the main song this much, but I think it's good. It's different, which I like that. What are we doing on the stream? Got 2 people watching. Which I don't know if I count as a person. It's all good. Alright. So all of the audio is chopped up now for me. So now what I can do is I'll go over here and click the beginning and click shift click at the end. It'll get everything. And then I put it all right here. And then these beginning clips are Tommy Hernandez's clips, which I haven't looked through yet, but obviously he has more on his SD card. I gotta go through that later. But these are all my clips. So what I have to do now is I have to go through every single clip and I cut out the good part. So like we'll go on my clips. That's not my, oh my gosh. Okay, here. So this clip, generally when they're longer I can tell they're good clips, but I go through every clip anyway. So watch. So he picked up a fumble, I think. So I'm going to start right here. Make sure there's nothing good at the end that I want, and then I delete it. And then this is the clip. And then if there's just a clip I don't like, I just delete it. And then so I get all these, and I put them all together, like just block them up like I have these, but the good clips, and then I'll drag all of my good clips right here. And since I do these slower black and white, the slower black and white parts of the video, if there's ones that only look good slow or ones that look better slow, I'll put them off to the side in a different little block, and I'll save them to edit to this slow-mo black and white part. And then obviously the interviews, I have designated spots for those, like right here, and then there's some other spots, but so I save those off on a different side. And then the ending talks, if I don't mix them in with this, which I've done 1 or 2 times, I just put them at the end. So I can, this one probably looks better in slow-mo, so what I'll do is I shoot it in 120 frames per second, and I edit and post it in 24 frames per second. So if you do the math on that, which I've already done, and I have it memorized, it's 20% speed. So now it looks like this. Oh, did I not? Okay. Oh, that's Tommy's clip. Okay, so it's not 120. Hold on. Let me find the clip that I like out of my clips. Okay. Let me show you when they run in. Should be around here. It's right there. And then it's just gonna slap right there, the cut happens on what looks like it's gonna be an impact, so it's bam. So it looks like he hit me, but he didn't. So it's like right there, and you get that with when you're zoomed in. So I go over here and make sure I shot it in 120. I shot it in 60 frames. So when I shoot it in 60 frames, I can do 40%. So I go speed and duration 40%, and then it shoots in 40. Okay. So this will be the first part of that song. Right.
Faceless, we were born for greatness. Faceless, we were born for greatness.
So that looks good, but I'm gonna test out right now. I can go up here, do time remapping with speed. So what that is, it's time remapping. So when it's one clip and it starts off slow and it goes to a fast pace or the other way around or up and down or however, that's what this is you make a little cut.
Faceless, we were born.
I'm gonna start right here.
Faceless, we were born for greatness.
And then I'm gonna do my final cut right here. And then make this, say, to fish. There we go. And then I'll make this just spread out.
Faceless, we were born for greatness.
And then I'm going to move the entire clip right there. Unlink the audio because it extends too far. Cut it right there so it looks like this.
Faceless, we were born for greatness.
And then, so you see this kind of goes into the fast pace too fast right here.
We were born for greatness.
So I'm gonna see if I can kind of smooth it out more, which I can do normally. I think that's the best I'm gonna get.
We were born for greatness.
But I want this. I think I want the final spot to be faster. So I'm gonna do 300, which is gonna make it shorter again. Just crop here. Make sure this.
We were born for greatness.
Nope. So it looks like I'm just gonna have to do this.
Born for greatness.
Which I don't think looks exactly how I imagined it, but that just happens. And then I go to video transitions, dissolve, dip to black, and then I'm gonna. So right here is where I cut where his voice starts. That's when I want the video to start. So I put the fade to black right there. So do you see how it's gray? That's this color grade, which looks pretty bad right here. Maybe I'm not sure what to do. Yeah, it's not noticeable.
Faceless, we were born for greatness.
That looks great. Okay, so I always go in here, see what different things look like.
Faceless, we were born.
I don't think that looks good.
Faceless, we were born for. We were born for greatness. Faceless, we were born for greatness.
Alright. So it is 8:30. Probably gotta go. Alright, so what I'm gonna do is file, new sequence, capital dash game 7 in parentheses add. And then, so when I post those short sequences is what I do. I go, just cut everything. And then I go like that. Command C, Command V.
Faceless, we were born for greatness.
So I'm gonna make it 10 seconds exactly. So I go to 10 seconds. And then I go to effects and do constant power. I didn't like how it started the vocals and then ended it, so that's why I made it shorter. Alright, so I'm gonna take this right here and then I'm gonna go text and then we're gonna go capital M. and then I'm going to go Command A, Command Z, and then I'm going to go down here to the things, and I'm actually going to make it a stroke, which last time it didn't look very good, so I'm going to make it super dense because you couldn't really see it last time. Then I go over here, make it center, right like that, and then I make it full screen. And then I'm going to move this up here. And then, so it's kind of obvious that it cuts in, so I'm going to do like the shortest cross dissolve ever. That's too long. So you can't even see it, but it's that one frame of 50 opacity that just makes it look so much better. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate this, and then on this one I'm going to take out that, and then on this one I'm going to take out that. So I just separated these two, I think, meant to. No, I didn't. Okay. No. Going. Okay. Take out somebody 10 on that one. So I separated these two lines into two different things. So I can move this down one, and then so right here it does its first percussion hit. So that's when this audio is going to come in. So and then right where the audio does a constant power, I'm going to do a dip to black. And it's actually going to be shorter than constant power because constant power does what its name says and keeps the audio the same. And then I don't really know how it works, but it fades it without actually fading it. I don't know how it works. So I'm going to start it right there, right there. Alright, so we're going to export that, media, export. It's exported, and so this is my desktop right now. Super crazy. This is how crazy it gets in a week. Okay, so this is done. I'm gonna go on Safari, Twitter, post. I'm gonna drag this into here. Actually, I'm gonna make it exclusive to my. Make it exclusive to my my Glass Bullet Twitter. So I'm gonna airdrop it to my phone. And it pops up, and then I'm gonna tweet it from my phone. Which, if you've been watching, you've already seen it, but that's what. Okay. All right, and then so I posted it. I will be back after the after party, which is probably why this has lower viewership because everybody's at homecoming. But yeah, so it is tweeting. it's tweeted, and I'll watch it back one more time just to make sure Twitter didn't mess it up at all, which they tend to do. Yeah, Twitter just makes the quality really bad. I don't like it. Yeah, it makes it really bad, but that's fine. Since it's a preview, that's why I don't post my videos directly to Twitter. Alright, I am done. I'll meet you guys back after the homecoming after party. Bye.